Freedom of speech. Yes, it's in the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights. It gives you the right to say anything you want and basically print anything you want. And before 1776, Ben Franklin and his friends condemned the King of England and his troops and anyone who supported the king as being working with the devil. And they just smear the king, and they smear the governors, and they smear the British troops. Everything like that. Yes, that was the freedom thing. Of course, after the Bill of Rights went up there, opposition members of those who signed the Declaration and the Bill, the Constitution, right, signed everything. Oh, I'm going to be running. Oh, we have George Washington, one-term president. And everybody after that, they just slaughtered the other side. Why, he's working with the devil. Why, he preys on children, little old ladies. Right, he's hoarding food and people are starving. He doesn't pay taxes on his whiskey business and the whole thing like that. He steals horses, yes, and steals lands. And kills everybody who gets in his way. Well, maybe not saying that, but yes. And freedom of the press. It just continue, you know. It's been going on for a long time. Oh, freedom of the press. Remember the 1960s? Berkeley? Yes, where people would say, get up there and scream, overthrow the country. Totally allowed, yes, freedom of speech, just so they don't act on their hate. And there's people out there all the time. Berkeley, a lot of four-letter words were said. Right, remember Playboy when it came out? Oh, scandal, you read that? You are an evil person. Well, compared to Hustler, I saw one copy of Hustler, mind you. Ooh. But to understand freedom of press, freedom of speech, sure, right now you're on the internet and there's a lot of hate on there. Right, and it should be curbed, right? Right. Remember YouTube, this channel, these YouTube, in the very beginning, when it first started, freedom, 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 freedom. Did you ever put in sex, 3 letters, into YouTube and see what popped up? By the way, was that your daughter I saw in her birthday suit on YouTube? Yes. It's all about child porn. Children playing adults. Child porn. A lot of child porn at one time on YouTube. So we got to watch what that thing. And it's awful, sure. There's a lot of hate groups. You realize there's hundreds, I thought somebody said 300 different people from 300 different countries living in America. And when they come in America, it doesn't mean they love everybody. That's right. Let's see. If you're Russian, there are Russian newspapers. I wonder how they looked at President Putin, because a lot of their advertisement was from Russia. Why are the Russians here? Because they fled to the Soviet Union. That's why. They fled Putin. That's right. You know, if you're Russian Jewish, you get out of Russia as soon as you can, because the quote, the good communist Christians always try to kill you. Right. Let me see. Talk about hate. Have you ever been to your local Catholic church lately? They're not exactly pro-Baptist, are they? Or pro-Protestant? Or pro-Muslim? Definitely not pro-Jewish. But the Pope said, yes, but he also had 2,000 years of hate in the Catholic Church. Hate everybody else. Wasn't there a war in Europe on that? Between the Lutherans, who didn't exactly approve of the Jews either. Yeah, Martin Luther really didn't. They just kept up the rhetoric against the Jews. The Jews are awful. The Jews do this. The Jews do that. In America right now, the Jews do this. The Jews are the man. They march with civil rights and everything else, and then they were told by the blacks, we don't want you here. You're the man. Whoops. Yes. And is there hate? There's always hate. I mean, I hate things too. Those who seek to tell women they don't have any rights. Basically, my mother's being controlled by some guy in the Vatican saying, no, you cannot get an abortion. No, you cannot believe in this. No, you cannot get a mammogram. No, you can't have the right to vote. Yes. What? Oh, yeah, yes. Hey, that thing. I've been going on 2,000 years. He's Jewish. Watch out for him. Right. We're trying to overthrow the thing. Considering the Catholics are 1 billion. Jews don't even come close to that. And somehow the Jews are overthrowing the world. Really? Wow. They haven't done very good in the Middle East, have they? But again, there's always that hate. Hate among the Europeans. Tell me, ever been to Dublin? Yes. Ask an Irishman what he thinks of the British. And watch them. Ever been to Belfast? Yes. Ask an Irishman in Belfast, what did he think of Protestants? And that dislike comes here with those who come from Belfast. The Irish here haven't decided to throw brotherly love to Protestants. Okay? Let me tell you something else. Talk about freedom. Okay? In 1941, remember 1941? December 6th of 1941, there was a parade in New York with Nazis. American Nazis were parading in New York because it's their right to do what they want. Do you know that December 8th, 1941, every American Nazi burned his Nazi uniform and the Nazi flags? You better know it. You better know it. One day they hate everything about America, and the next 2 days later they're willing to defend it against the enemy. Okay? Look at the American Indian. Ever since the white man came to the thing, they've been killing American Indians. Do you know why so many American Indians fought in World War I? Patriotic? Not really. They got paid to kill white men. Why did they fight in World War II? They got paid to kill white men. Yes! Talk about, I'm getting revenge against a white man. Do I take scalps? No. And hate? Oh, yeah, especially for war. The same people we would fight in one war, Japanese. It happened at Hiroshima that day. When the Japanese surrendered, we no longer hated them. Hopefully, the Japanese didn't hate us very much either, unless you read their history. In Europe, the same way, One day the Nazis were our enemies, and the next day the same guys were our friends. Kind of hard, well, unless you were in the Nazi party and charge of all the deaths that were going on. One day the Russians are our friends over in Europe, and the next day Stalin says kill all the infidels. Well, based on that thing, yeah, go to Israel. You know, it's a war zone over there. Don't be surprised you get killed. Yeah, there's a lot of hate there, and they bring their hate here. You know, somebody from Palestine coming here doesn't wrap their arms around the local Jewish deli. Hell no, they hate Jews, and they also hate Christians and Buddhists and anybody else that doesn't bow to Mecca. And it continues. You see the anti-Semitic stuff that's going on. That who do you think was marching in North Carolina? And tell me, can you tell the difference between a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy from Norway and a brown-haired guy whose background is from the Middle East in Norway? To everybody else, they're all Norwegians. Except for one person's religion doesn't like the other person's religion violently. A lot of hate, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of hate in America. You know, just because you get off the boat, you don't leave your hate behind you. Just because you cross the borders from Mexico to the United States, you don't leave that hate behind you. You bring it with you. And that's the thing. Maybe in 100 years, everybody will become a real melting pot. Some of they look like Trump is anti-Semitic, considering his family, who's in his family. The same thing with Joe Biden, who's in his family. That's right. And you know, a lot of Republicans. I don't go around hating everybody. I have no problem with my neighbors. They have problems with me, but I don't have any problems with my neighbors. And I grew up in a well diverse neighborhood. Yes, if you don't mind the witch down the street. Say, we got something in common, don't we? Yes. The witch down the street. Yeah, the witch down the street. She used to. She was a really nice woman too. She had all these things, and she had all this stuff. Yeah, so that's you know. But hate in America, you know, that's the thing. It's something that comes with the people that come here. This something about the religions, you know. The Pope that says we welcome the Jews. Yes, and he says, yes. Who nailed Jesus to the cross? If there was a Jesus, and that's the really big if there was. Romans. That's right. And why? Why, I'm the Son of God. No. You're not a son of Caesar. Oh, no, I'm the Son of God. No, you're not. And if you keep that up we're going to nail you to a cross. Well, actually, they don't nail people back there. They hang them. Kings were nailed. Generals were nailed. Everybody else had just hung from a tree or a cross. The cross, like the cross beams, you know exactly what they cross beam? Hang a person here, hang a person there. Plop, they're dead. You can either let them rot, which was the custom of letting them rot in the hot sun. Oh, you're going to pull them off the cross, huh? Oh, yeah? Sure. Yes. Oh, the Romans, they did it. No, you did it. Just look at the Colosseum. What they did there. Nice Romans. Real nice, you know. Bloodbath,